The blaring sound of sirens faded into the distance as Amal crouched behind a pile of rubble, clutching his tattered backpack. The air was thick with dust, and every breath felt like swallowing shards of glass. His hands trembled as he held a photograph close to his chest, the last remaining image of his family before the war consumed their lives. Amal had once been a university student in Aleppo, dreaming of becoming an engineer to rebuild his country. But those dreams had crumbled, much like the buildings around him, when the bombs started falling. His parents had been killed in the first wave of airstrikes, leaving him to care for his younger sister, Noor. Together, they had embarked on a harrowing journey to escape the chaos, hoping to find safety across the border. But hope was a fragile thing, easily shattered. They had made it as far as the outskirts of Idlib when Noor fell ill, feverish and weak. She could barely walk. Amal had begged strangers for help, offering what little he had left, but food and medicine were scarce. He carried her for miles, his own strength waning until they reached a makeshift clinic. The doctors did what they could, but Noor's condition worsened. One cold morning, Amal woke up to find her small hand limp in his grasp. Now, he was alone. The photograph he carried was a reminder of the family he had lost, and the promise he had made to Noor, to reach Europe, where he could start anew. It was the only thing keeping him going. The smuggler had been clear. The journey across the Mediterranean would be treacherous. "If you survive, you'll be lucky," the man had said, his face shadowed under a hood. Amal had handed over every last coin he had scraped together, desperate to secure a spot on the overcrowded dinghy. The night of the crossing was moonless, the sea an endless expanse of black. Amal huddled with dozens of others, the boat swaying violently with every wave. Children cried, their mothers whispering prayers into the darkness. A man next to Amal clutched a small bundle wrapped in cloth. It was a baby, no more than a few weeks old. Hours passed, the cold seeping into Amal's bones. The smuggler had abandoned them shortly after launching the boat, leaving the passengers to navigate on their own. The GPS device he had provided was faulty, and panic spread as they drifted aimlessly. Suddenly, a massive wave struck the boat, sending people tumbling into each other. Amal gripped the side, his heart pounding as water splashed over the edge. The cries grew louder, desperation filling the air, and then, the unthinkable happened. The boat capsized. Amal was plunged into the freezing water, the cold shocking his system. He flailed, his lungs burning as he struggled to stay afloat. Around him, chaos erupted, people screaming, hands clawing for anything to hold onto. The baby's cry was the last sound he heard before it was swallowed by the sea. Somehow, Amal found a piece of debris to cling to. Hours passed, or perhaps it was minutes. Time lost all meaning in the vast, unforgiving ocean. Just when he thought his strength would give out, a beam of light pierced the darkness. A rescue ship appeared on the horizon. The crew pulled Amal aboard, his body shaking uncontrollably from the cold. He collapsed on the deck, coughing up seawater, his vision blurring. As he lay there, the photograph slipped from his grasp, fluttering away into the night. He reached for it, but it was gone, carried away by the wind and waves. For the first time in months, Amal wept. It was not the end of his journey, but the beginning of a new one. He had survived the sea, but the road ahead would be long and uncertain. Still, in the depths of his despair, a flicker of hope remained. Perhaps one day he could rebuild what he had lost.